So now this is a couple days later. I'm working with little Sebastian and the target again. And again, I'm kind of in the way. I'm trying to move the target a little bit back, so I'm trying to get the right position where he's not like like now you can see he's kind of biting at it. He's kind of swinging his face around. He's not really sure how he's going to earn reinforcement from that. So there, that time he kind of had just like he had closed his mouth. You could kind of see his nose was trying to touch it, but he wasn't trying to bite it or anything. So that one I clicked, and then I'm gonna try to do that one was better. Like I'm trying to find the right spot where he's not trying to bite the target or swinging his nose and things like that. So what I didn't know at the time was I probably should have just kept it in one spot and then just reinforced when he's being soft and when his mouth is closed, when his nose isn't moving. See all of this junk behavior that we have here? Like that's kind of the end of that is where because I didn't do that, where I'm kind of waiting for him to kind of give me something else. And then instead of when I have the waiting, I get all of this other stuff that I don't want. So we're head turning, we're head lowering, we're turning away, we're doing all kinds of things when I could just present it and then kind of start shaping what it is that I want. And I did this with the Mustangs. You saw that before I really figured out what it was what I was doing. Like you saw the very first video where he was just standing and waiting, like in a default position, which was really good because it was over and over. I was feeding him rapidly for that position. So like as soon as he gets in this position, I should be feeding, like clicking and feeding right there. Like I've missed an opportunity there to reinforce him. I'm just not being quite fast enough. This is a bit better, but still not quite as fast as I need to be. Yeah, definitely better here. So I've gotten this head straight behavior. I just need to be faster about it. So that's an improvement. But yeah, those are the little mistakes that I'm making at this point. So, and probably also making the mistake of not feeding like a small enough reward because he's having all this chew time here too. That looks better. So at least I kind of moved out of the way so you can see. But I just want him to kind of tuck his nose a little bit and touch that target. I think another part of this target was it was probably a little bit harder for him to see. So I do switch to a bigger, more obvious target later on, but that is part of it. Make sure your horse can see it. Everybody else, like all the full-size horses, didn't seem to have a problem, but he did. So he is the oldest as well, so just making sure that they can see it. So again, too much time has elapsed here between when I fed him because I'm like, okay, well I want him to finish chewing and everything, but then he throws in all this other crap behaviors that we don't want. So and my loops are not clean, so that would be the same exact thing. So then that first time I went to ask the target, he was really quick, he was really stiff. I don't really want this that he just did there where he's just pulling and tucking and just I don't want that. I just want a gentle touch of the target, and I'm getting all of this behavior here. So I think maybe having him touch that was better. So I'm okay with reinforcing that. I think having him touch it underneath his neck kind of caused him more tension than having it above, like I had started off with in the last video. So probably this wasn't the best move for him. You can see him really bringing that nose under and pushing his head down. That's not what I want right now. So now he's just completely ignoring the target. So I'm going to take it away here. He's kind of swinging his head down because he thinks that's what I want is this fast behavior. Now he's searching for other food. He's just very like all over the place. And so I think half my battle is I should have just fed him before I worked with him. See, now he's pawing. He's very frustrated. We're both frustrated at this point because it's like, I'm like, just touch the target gently. And he doesn't understand. I'm just not communicating well. That was better. So, but it's a process, and showing those mistakes are helpful because now we know like what does it look like when it doesn't work, not when it's always correct and we never see an example of when it's not. So, I wish I was always correct, but that's just not real life. So, um, this is a little bit better. So a little bit better, a little definitely still some tension in there, but a little bit better. So, yeah, I definitely needed to be just like I was reinforcing with other behaviors. Again, that was a little bit better. So giving them a little bit, like a couple of hay pellets, and then when he gets it more, I'm getting him like a handful, or I'm giving him multiple little handfuls so he really understands what it is that I want. So just being more clear. And he's really having a hard time following that target down. So I need to be careful with that as well. I'm not really sure why I thought that was going to be a good idea for him or a good option for him. Then I've kind of lost him completely. He was like, okay, well, I'm not being reinforced, so I'm just going to go like kind of search for my own food kind of a thing. And he's like, maybe if I stand over here, maybe if I stand over there. There, that was actually a lot better. Was he kind of figured it out on his own. I kind of just gave him a little break. That might not work for every horse. That might make them more frustrated if you leave. So I do caution against that, but it did kind of work out for him. I should have been presenting the target here again faster. That chew time is really slowing me down. I need to get something that he can chew quickly and I can start again so that I'm not having this unclean loop where he's touching it nicely, but then he's turning his head multiple places. He's looking on the ground. Now he's wandered off. Now he's come back. Like all of that, I'm kind of conditioning in. So I got to be careful with that. He is being slower following the target, but now he's just like, okay, this isn't reinforcing enough. This isn't worth my time. I'm gonna go find food on the ground because he thinks he has a better chance of doing that. So again, this is my problem to fix, you know. So there, that was better. So I need to be very clear with him, like, okay, you can follow the target down, and then I'll reinforce you, and then I need to do it again faster. So the end here looks a lot better. So that was a good time to jackpot him, though, definitely.